Item C, adopt resolution authorizing city manager to execute technical consulting service agreement with Zcorum for internet, phone, and cable television technical and user support service. Mr. Carlson.
Honorable Mayor, members of City Council, good evening. The item before you is the approval of a technical consulting services agreement for the provision of internet, phone, and cable technical support services. As the City Council is aware, San Bruno Cable has had an agreement with Parasun Technology since November of 2004. The last extension of this agreement expired in November of 2008. However, prior to the expiration of that last extension, in October of 2008, Integrated Broadband Services, or IBBS, acquired Parasun and assumed Parasun's role. San Bruno Cable's relationship with IBBS has been excellent since that transition, so normally staff would have recommended an automatic contract renewal with IBBS. However, this time around, staff received and evaluated proposals from IBBS, the incumbent, and Zcorum, the last remaining competitor to the incumbent. While IBBS was inflexible in the negotiations with respect to rate and non-committal to in the types of services offered, Zcorum presented San Bruno Cable with an opportunity to reduce operating costs and expand the overall coverage of technical support services. Zcorum has proposed to provide 24/7 network operations, internet, and phone user support services, CALIA compliance for law enforcement, and after-hours and weekend cable TV support services effective July 8th for a bundled rate fixed for 3 years that is approximately 22% lower than the rate proposed by IBBS. The provision of after-hours and weekend support services for cable TV or video service is not part of IBBS's service offering, and the company has no foreseeable plans to offer such a service. San Bruno Cable currently contracts with a separate company which provides a very basic after-hours answering service. San Bruno Cable has struggled to find an alternative solution for the after-hours answering service, as this has not been the most customer-friendly solution. Fortunately, the Zcorum proposal addresses this problem and replaces the take a message and call back approach with an immediate problem resolution approach, such as on-the-spot troubleshooting and reactivation of set-top boxes. Additionally, with Zcorum, customers will call a single telephone number for all their support needs, resulting in faster and better customer service. Zcorum will also provide all the necessary hardware and software to provide the contracted services. The company has agreed to waive all the one-time installation and activation charges and all the annually recurring equipment maintenance and support charges for the duration of the 3-year term. I'm sure you're beginning to wonder what kind of impact this transition is going to have on customers, despite the cost savings and additional service benefits that can be derived through contracting with Zcorum. This transition will result in some noticeable change in the appearance of the webmail application. Although the portal may look different, Zcorum has assured that no emails will be lost in the transition. The transition will be transparent to customers who use Microsoft Outlook for their email application. San Bruno Cable owns its own IP addresses, so there will be no need to replace or reassign IP addresses. Customers with hosted DNS and websites will be contacted, and a coordinated transition will be planned. The time between now and July is sufficient to carefully plan all the details for this transition, but despite careful planning, unforeseen problems could arise, resulting in some inconveniences for customers. Staff will coordinate with Zcorum and any affected customers to minimize and quickly resolve any difficulties that may arise in making this transition. San Bruno is continually looking for ways to eliminate or contain operating costs. This proposed switch to Zcorum is one such cost-containing measure, resulting in a reduction of over $60,000 annually in operating costs. The annual cost of technical support services will decrease from approximately $280,000 to $218,000. Despite these types of cost-cutting efforts, staff will be returning to the City Council at your next meeting on May 26th for the annual rate review for fiscal year 2009 and 10. Sports programming license fees are expected to rise significantly in fiscal year 2009 and 10, more so than in the past, and at double-digit rates that is making it very difficult to maintain the city's overall rate strategy to offer lower-than-market rates for cable services. Regrettably, when one cost is reduced, another seems to rise at twice the rate. I think you may agree with me that the saying, no good deed goes unpunished, applies here. As always, staff will explore all options and opportunities to maintain the current rate strategy the Council has adopted. Staff met with the City Council Ad Hoc Committee on April 22nd to discuss recommendations to discuss proposed switch in service provider, and the subcommittee concurred with staff's recommendation to engage Zcorum. As such, staff recommends City Council adopt resolution this evening authorizing the city manager to execute an agreement with Zcorum for technical support services. That concludes my presentation. I'll take any questions you may have.
Questions of staff?
Through the chair.
Councilmember Medina?
To speak in simple terms, what I'm understanding in the staff report is, where I do get some calls, is that after hours a person, their box needs to be refreshed. Currently, there's nothing that can be done other than the after hours person taking the message, passing it on. So now what we're saying is, in addition to the 22% lower cost, they now will have the ability, after hours, to refresh the box and maybe, hopefully, correct the problem.
That's correct.
Okay, that's a huge step, because I know that I've heard that quite a bit from numerous people, as indicated in the staff report. Thank you.
Any other questions? Action from council?
The chair will introduce a resolution for adoption.
Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Ruane.
Aye.
Councilmember Medina.
Aye.
Councilmember Ibera.
Aye.
Councilmember O'Connell.
Aye.
Mayor Frantella.
Aye.